Good morning. It is 7:06 a.m. on a day, Wednesday. A day, Wednesday. That's like James Bond. Now I'm suddenly imagining Day as a surname, which it certainly is for some people. Charlie Day is a notable example. But then having your first name be Weddens. Yes. What's your name? Day. Wednesday. It's also December 8th, 2021, and I am Ellis, Christiana Ellis, and this is Minutes. 5 more minutes. Still haven't seen the most recent James Bond movie. There was a bunch of movies in the theater, and then I just kind of kept not going out to see them. I mean, I've been to the movies a couple of times since things started to open up more, but I've been a little bit more of a homebody comparatively in the last month or so. I'm not sure why necessarily. I mean, some of it's just, like laziness. Like I would have to, put actual pants on to go to the movie theater. But, some of it is also just like anytime I want to do something outside the house, I have to do the little mental calculus of what's up with Rocket in that time. It's fine. It's fine. He's a good boy. He's a very cute, sweet little pooter, is what he is. Um, all right. Very distracted this morning. I'm just kind of, I think already my brain is trying to spin ahead to what I'm doing the rest of the day as opposed to finishing this, being here now. Had a fun session of so many levels last night. It's something I should reflect on a little more. I think that I've always tried to have the campaign be a balance of more dungeony stuff and more sandboxy stuff. But I think the balance, now that we're the last couple of episodes, we're doing more dungeony stuff. I think that my balance has been maybe more sandboxy than dungeony, and I'm glad to have it be shifting back a little bit. It is more work because I am much more able to completely improvise sandboxy stuff, which, can work. Excuse me, goodness, but does present a different feel than a more constructed dungeon crawly sort of campaign. And I think that I can sometimes default towards more sandboxy, almost more out of laziness than because I really believe that it's the better way to go. Now, this is not talking about railroading the party through the roller coaster ride that I have designed for them to the carefulest specification. It's more just a matter of doing some legwork ahead of time, some planning to define the nature of a location, right? Like, you can still have, like, in a dungeon that has multiple ways to get around and multiple things to do and story questions to be answered, both in terms of knowing the history of a place but also deciding the future of a place. Like, all of that, you can still give the players a lot of agency, but you've just put the work into defining what this place is like, what is the stuff that's there, and all of that sort of thing, right? Like, it doesn't have to be railroady in saying, like, no, the only way to approach this dungeon is to fight through rooms A through G in alphabetical order and then fight the boss and then you get treasure, right? It doesn't have to be like that. But that said, giving giving their like a location to explore. And in particular, I've got this great dungeon map that we're using for this mountaintop observatory that I got from a Patreon that I contribute to called Say Peak, who that does maps. And it's just it creates another element to the game that I think is very valuable, especially in a game like D&D, where when you do fight, the details of the environment and tactical map matters. Anyway, there's lots of ways to play RPGs. That's part of why I love them. Anyway, I'll leave it there, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.